Today is May 1st. It's also called May Day, and it's called May Day for a reason. Today has been totally out of control. I've got a big event going on at the office. My barbecue grill worked last night, and all of a sudden, guess what? It doesn't work now. So there goes our weenies, and we're going to figure out maybe we'll have a new dish called gourmet frozen hot dogs. Have you ever had a day that doesn't go perfectly? Well, today's mastery, and we're going to try to make sure your days, if they don't line up initially perfectly, they're going to end well. So today is mastery. And congratulations to you guys for doing the right thing and going to the right link, because most of us went to the wrong link today out of habit. So if you're watching this on Facebook Live, or you want to come back on Friday, we have a different link, dennysmastery.com. This is going to be a full hour of kicks and giggles, and we'll have a lot of fun. Now, here's how we're going to roll today, guys. We've got Don is going to be helping us in the chat. I don't know if Louise is on yet, but we will have a series of role plays. These are the ones, for example, if you could just maybe pin me so you can read behind me, we'll throw them in the chat. These are the conversations that we handled this week. Now, if you want to review one of those, that's great. About halftime, this is an hour show. About halftime, we're going to switch over. I'm going to give you my little ditty, my little sermon on feedback. And you can give me and you can give us feedback on what we're doing here at RECON. But this is about feedback and how you handle feedback to your clients. I'll speak for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And then we'll go on to have conversations about maybe the feedback or anything else you want. So if you have a scenario that you want to practice, we'll do it on the second half. One more thing. It's like my church giving a lot of announcements before the offering. An offering, there's an idea. When you come on and you have a scenario, Matt, how do I say keep it short?
Brevity.
All right. I used to have somebody work for me and said, when we say bring Lassie home, do you know what that means? So, Don, you don't know what that means? Bring Lassie home. Like, come on.
Round the bend.
All right. So who's up first and what are we doing?
Hey, Jose, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Jose, you're with me.
Pick. I'll handle it.
Which one do you want, Jose?
Potential buyer.
Okay.
All right.
So, Jose, thanks for showing us this house. You know, we appreciate it. It's not the right house, but we'll let you know when we're busy. When we're interested.
Pleasure, then. My pleasure. What about this house that you not like?
Well, you can be gentle with the sellers. It's just not a good fit.
Understand. How long have you been doing this, Don?
Off and on, a couple of months.
Okay. And what's your current situation?
What do you mean?
Your current living situation.
Oh, well, we're staying in my in-laws' house right now for free.
Okay. Is that a good situation?
It's kind of temporary, but they're not there, so we're kind of watching it for them in trade for living there for free, but not forever.
Got it. If you could have it your way, what would that look like?
Well, I guess we'd want to buy a house at some point.
Okay, at some point. So you don't have a set timeline? Is that what you're saying?
No, we're just kind of gathering information right now.
Okay. Do you have an agent that you know, like, and trust?
No. Do you know of one?
Yes, of course I do.
You're fine. We're very comfortable with you. I appreciate it.
And how can I bring more value to this situation that's got you looking?
All right. So this is mastery. So we can ask you some questions, I guess. Let me ask you. When you said potential buyer, I thought that we're toying with the idea of buying a home, so we're not ready to talk to an agent. That's what I thought you wanted. But Don went to the other one. Was I wrong?
I couldn't see the scenario, so I just went with whatever Don chose.
I
Okay.
wasn't sure which buyer to pick.
All right. My fault. I should have numbered them. Note to self. All right. The other thing is, assuming we're on the conversation, and are these in the chat, guys?
No,
Don, can you get them in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is the one that says you just finished showing the buyers you met for the first time and they don't like the home. You just showed them. So what do you say to get to the next appointment? So I think that was the one you guys were role playing. You were a minute 20 into it. I think almost too far because you were talking about their motivation, which is okay, but I would have gotten to, instead of going like 3 or 4 questions down, when you realize they're living with their folks, they like a new home, you finally got to what I thought was the core of the conversation. If you want to get into a second date, well, do you have anyone helping you? So I'm going to throw this out to Matt and ask you a question, and you guys can put in the chat. Which statement do you like the best? Do you have an agent helping you, or are you working with an agent? And the key word there is you're using agent versus, well, who do you have helping you? Not mentioning the agent. I almost lean to the second one there, Matt. What do you think?
I'm okay with the more open style question. Like who's helping you? Because then it opens up the room for further conversation versus isolating it to because typically what you'll experience when you get are you working with an agent, committed to working with an agent you know and trust, do you have an agent, whatever, you isolate it to agent. And then it's, well, no, I don't have one, or yeah, I've got one, versus, well, who's in your corner right now helping you? Well, what do you mean? And then you can have a conversation with them.
Yes, because isn't there more than one definition? You're asking, I mean, are you working with an agent? What does working with an agent mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, do you don't ask the question, do you know an agent you like or trust? Because what's the probability that'll be an affirmative?
Mm-hmm.
What's Matt's favorite line? If you don't have an agent you know and like and trust, you probably don't have any friends at all.
Yeah, you don't have any friends.
So when you finally got to that, I think that is, if you like the metaphor and you want to tow a boat, you got to back up and get the hitch on the ball. I think the key to the second date is, okay, who's helping you with this process? Imagine trying to buy a car and there's got 15 different car dealerships and someone could help you with that. Would that not be a plus? So sorry for the cumbersome thing. Anything else you want to say on that, Matt, before we go to number 2?
No, let's move on. It makes sense.
All right. Next, Don.
Ellie, you want to go with Mr. Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. And topic will be like your commission is too high, the objection.
Okay, I'm going to put you on a little pressure, okay, guys? If she asks a double question, give her the Yes, Janet. You too. All right, let's go.
So, who am I with?
You're with me.
Lucky you.
All right. So, Matt, from whatever no, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. From what you've seen here until now, are you ready to put me to work?
No.
So, is there anything else that I haven't covered?
Well, I mean, I feel like you've covered enough, but I'm just not. I've got some issues.
Okay, what that issues might be?
I feel that your commission is too high.
Okay, and what makes you say that?
Because I like money and I think it's too high.
And I know, and I'm totally with you. I bet you're a little bit like me. You want to get the most for your buck, especially in this situation, to net the most. Am I right?
Well, yeah. And I can't do that if the
Okay.
commission's as high as it is.
Okay, and Matt, other than commission, Is there anything else?
No, I mean, really, I said I have some issues. I think if we could cover the commission, then I think that it would resolve itself.
Would you be okay with me to share those issues that you say you
Do what?
have?
What? Well,
Would you please
just
share with me those issues?
just the commission's a big one. Other than
So,
that, I just that I got another guy. He said that he would give me a nice discount if he found the buyer. So that the commission essentially would cover that. So that's my issues. I'm toying with him and
okay,
you if we can come to an agreement.
okay, okay. It's good to have options, Matt. But other than the commission, is there anything else?
No.
And if we can come to an agreement on the commission side, and we both mutually happy with that, are you ready to put me to work to move forward with the sale?
Sure.
All right. So let's see, what part of the commission are you not happy about? Could you please
Well, I
be
mean,
specific?
if we're getting specific, all of it. But
Okay. Um,
go ahead.
See,
Sorry.
you interrupted him, and basically that's when you lose. Keep going. Don't say anything. Oh, and I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't interrupt you. Keep going.
I'm sorry,
So
Matt. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's
Go.
I got you. I got you. Um, no, I mean just listen. This I've heard I've seen all over the board from 1% to 8%, and then this guy said that he'll do it for 5, and if he brings a buyer, he'll do it for 4.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
When you say 4, you mean the splitting between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent?
Oh, if he finds the buyer, he's going to do it for 4%. If he finds the buyer,
Okay.
and he's going
If
and
you
then the
find.
total fee will be 5.
Okay. So that's something that you want to work with, the 5%.
I'm going to pause you because this is mastery. Now we're at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So we're not the 90 seconds, but it took you 2 minutes and 15 seconds to ask the basic question, like, what's the delta?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've got the cheat sheet behind me of what we talked about. So Matt's not part of this conversation. He's in a bubble. So let's go and let's talk a little bit about where do you want to take this? You're not in a role play. You're talking to us right now. Matt is frozen in time.
Okay, so the idea is to cover this, to know exactly what's the number that he's comfortable working, paying, and then to go to close.
Okay, so what number is he comfortable working with?
He mentioned 4, but also in the same time, he said he has some issues. So I want to make sure that before we address this thing with the quantifying the number, there are not other issues that might go against this.
You've already asked him twice if we can agree on a fee or if there anything else, and that's the only thing. But now, do you know what the delta is? Matt, you can speak.
Not yet.
As
Not
coach.
yet.
Matt.
Well, I told you 2 numbers.
Yes.
You told me 4 and you told me 5.
Right. Okay. Attention to detail, guys. You got to listen. I'm gonna be hard on you right now because I know you can handle it. Guys, you have to turn your ears on. You have to turn your ears on. I said that when you finally got there, and I was giving you a lot of grace. When you finally got there, I told you that the issues were related around commission because you were focused on the issues, but then I told you that, well, really it's commission based. My issues are your fee's too high. Second part of the issue, I got a guy that's telling me he'll do it for 5 total, but if he finds the buyer, it's 4. So there's the situation. Now, here's where I go. When I finally figure that out, why didn't you hire him?
Okay, that would have been one road. What would be another one, Matt? This is what I want to coach her on, and I'm going to let her give her another minute and see which one she takes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what when you get to that point, why did you not hire him? What were you hoping to hear from me that would sway you?
Okay.
That's
And
one
then
road. Here's the other road though, before he gets into the detail. Well, all right, he gave you, I know that he gave you at least two people. And so here's the question in my mind: are you shopping for the lowest rate or the best or the most competent agent?
Mhm.
Sounds like he's rate shopping.
Okay.
Now, when you ask him the question, what fee are you happy with? He said, actually, none of them. Like, okay, so he's going to go to Chick-fil-A and how many people would take a sandwich if they didn't charge for it? It probably is not very good.
Mhm.
So he has the mentality, I think, this is my hypothesis, Matt, you have the mentality is that cheaper is better.
Right. Yep. That's why I dropped that. Well, nothing would be great. It's so what are we trying to accomplish here? What is when you're hiring an agent, what's most important to you outside the fee? I'm going to intentionally ask outside of the fee because I had a conversation the other day where the guy said, "Oh yeah, any agent will do, just as long as they're licensed."
Ah,
Okay.
so Ellie, pick a
Yeah.
road. You got 1 more minute. Pick a road. Go.
Okay. I'll take one with the latest one, the fact that oh my God, I'm so like
Well, all right.
That's the
So here,
question.
let me help
the
you.
this one.
Here's what you're
Other
here's what hold on. Let me help. Here's what you're gonna do. I've given you a lot of crap. Now you're gonna clarify. Okay, so if I understand you correctly, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, if we can agree to a brokerage fee total of 5%, and if I find the buyer, you get another percent discount, that would be a win for you, and you'd be ready to get started with me. Is that what I'm understanding?
So don't ask
yes.
it, Ellie. Just assume you did, and Matt answer it.
Um, yeah, I mean, unless you can do any better. But yeah, I mean, I think
What
if
do
we
you mean
can,
by that?
well, if you'd like to give me more, I'll take more. But if we can come to an agreement on that, if you can meet or beat what he's offering, then yeah, I'll put you to work.
Okay. It looks like you're actually want to have an agent that sells your house, right?
Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
You're at five
No,
percent right now. You're five. He's giving you the business at 5%. Am I understanding you right, Matt?
Yes, business is
yes,
hers.
yes, you did.
So the question
Okay.
is,
All right,
okay,
let's sign the paperwork.
well, that's what I wanted to know. I mean, if you've already caught the fish, don't take it off the hook and throw it back in and go for it again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
however, hang on, if that's not your fee structure, there can be another conversation. Anybody want to build on that? Ellie, good job. Nobody double questioned you. Good job, Janet. All right, who's next?
Thank you.
I got Robert on deck.
Of course.
Robert Reniker.
Which
Thank
one,
you.
Robert?
We'll do the um, buyer who's just looking for information, kind of. We're just toying with the idea.
All right, that'll be me.
Hold on, Robert. Before you go, I notice a consistent pattern. Do you get online leads a lot?
I did, yeah.
Okay, I just that's okay. So you're exercising that muscle because I used to solely operate with online leads years ago, and you kind of gravitate towards that. I'm intrigued by it because it's hard. They're hard conversations to have. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, Robert. I appreciate you following up with me, but we're not, we're just kind of toying around the idea of buying a home, and we're not ready to go and talk to anybody in depth yet.
Okay. So tell me, Daniel, what is your ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal is probably to get into my 32-inch waist pants.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, when it comes to buying a home, what is your ultimate goal?
Better question. Well, we would like to, we're exploring the idea. Our home is 30 years old. We're exploring the idea of moving into a newer home, newer community, one that has, pickleball, and I can work on my bird bath collection.
Okay. So you currently do own your home.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Very good. And would it be a necessity to sell that home before buying a new home?
I don't know why that's relevant right now.
Well, I'm just curious as to, I'm trying to figure out exactly where you're at and where exactly I would best be able to serve you. So,
Here's where I am. Here's where I am. I'm just toying with the idea of buying a home. We're
Okay.
not ready to talk in depth yet.
Very good. Very good. Uh, and so when toying with a home, you said you'd like to get into a community where it has pickleball, things like that. So are you interested then in buying a home in like a 55 plus community?
I don't know. I mean, all right, so that's 38 seconds. You're going down a road that we didn't talk about. If I'm not hungry, why are you asking me if I want bourbon chicken?
Okay.
So here's kind of the things we went over. What's your goal? Your goal is to, of course, get a second date. I think I've got this right. What's your desired outcome? Let's see. How about the creative approach? Okay, so the creative approach we talked about was, okay, all right, so you're just starting looking, and you're not. How was the wording here, Matt? Toying with the idea.
Mhm.
Would you rather than Denny that I just put you on my do not call list, or
Hang on. I think we talked about, okay, I think you have to lay a card about, okay, maybe go back to like, who's helping you?
Mhm.
Is anyone helping you in your early stage right now? Or are you looking at this specific area? Oh, I think so. Well, I've been working this area for the last 5 years. Like, this is kind of my farm area. How could I help you with the search? I think that's where we left it, Matt, as far as the laying out the welcome mat, hoping for a conversation and not going into criteria. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, well, they're not ready to talk in depth right now. So we drove down the path of, well, superficially, what would you be open to talking about? What would you like to know right now? What are you hoping to learn right now? So, and then that could evolve to well, who's helping you gather this information? How are you gathering this information?
Or would you like a shortcut? Would you like to stand in the priority line? I mean,
Right.
the issue is when you go to the question, do I have to sell or not? That would be someone
It's a qualifying question.
like a patient before they go in, particularly my age or older, goes in for an operation. They ask, do you have a DNR? But if a cop comes over and gives you a citation for speeding, they're not going to ask you have a DNR because it's not an appropriate question then.
Mhm.
Is my metaphor too far-fetched?
No, like I said, it's a qualifying question. And this is how I used to how I would qualify these in my early years and coaching agents on the old team. I would say that this is a less than cold lead because they're people typically start their search 12 to 18 months out before they're ready to do anything. It's like super less than cold. So your job is to find out, are they gonna warm up? So don't get too far into the weeds of, well, where are you at now? If unless it gets there, like I said, that's the act of warming them up. But on the superficial level, which is the word I used intentionally, it's, well, what are you hoping to learn right now?
Here's a great line, guys. I specialize in helping folks that are early in the process. Oh, and they may ask question, well, how do you specialize? Well, I understand they don't want me calling them all the time, but I also know that if something significant happens in the area, or we happen to have like a seller that is motivated, kind of like a buy one, get one free, they would like me to let them know. I'm curious, would that be you? It's kind of like you're going to have to tread lightly, and you might crack the nut, like Matt says, and they may spill some stuff. And now you can have a more detailed conversation. However, again, they're ready to hang up or maybe walk out the door. You have to get them back with something short of saying, hey, look, I've got $100 bill. Can I ask you a question? And
Right.
it might pay off to do that, actually.
Yeah.
Does that help you, Robert?
Yes.
You know, when we do these, if you don't take pictures of these things, it might serve you to kind of like use your little flashcards. You guys don't remember that.
Oh,
But,
no, I have a logbook. I write all
Yeah.
this down
all right.
Yeah.
right here, RECON.
All right, so that's great. Number 4, we're almost at halftime. I'm going to give you my little ditty. Who's number 4? Don.
Muhammad, are you still there? All right.
Before Muhammad goes, Robert, that's why I asked you earlier if you did if you received a lot of online leads or have in the past, because you gravitate they're that's why I said they're harder conversations because
And like you, I'm trying to transition away from them.
yeah, and yeah, it's
Because-
but I actually hold on. I would encourage you to still continue to perfect the art of conversating with them, because they're one of the hardest conversations I've ever had in my career. These cold buyer leads, and why I encourage people to still have those conversations, because what's going to happen is when you get a big book of listing business, these cold buyer leads are going to be calling you all the time when you get a big book of listing business. And you need to be able to figure out as quickly as possible, are they cold, willing to warm up, or are these people I'm throwing back in the pond? And too many agents don't ever perfect that craft. So they just throw them away. They just throw away all these leads or waste their time. So I do want you to perfect the art, everybody. I just want you to understand that there are a large constituency of these people that are just going to be less than cold.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So, Muhammad, are you back yet, or who's up?
Doesn't look
I'm
like
here.
it. Muhammad,
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, you're
Okay.
with Don.
All right,
which
let me
one?
see.
Which one do you want to work on, Muhammad?
Yeah, let me zoom in on Danny's screen. Let's do the buyer thing.
Okay, which buyer scenario?
Wait, no, sorry. Commission too high because I lost that seller
Okay,
2 days
got
ago.
it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I like everything, Muhammad, but your commission is just too high.
Well done. My commission is too high compared to what?
Well, compared to other agents that we interviewed.
So my commission is high compared to any other agent that you interviewed. What is high to you?
Well, your 6% is too high.
My 6% is too high. Now, what is the other agent offering you?
We've had offers at 5 and even 4.5. 4 if they bring a buyer.
So Don, if I say, Don, I'm gonna move on forward with you at 4%, would you move forward?
Yeah, you'll do 4%, sure.
Well, Don, say I discount my commission this easily. Do you think I'm gonna put this much of work on selling your house?
Whoa, I wouldn't drive on that road.
Well, you
Oh.
not using your pronouns, I wouldn't, because you just said, do you think I?
So
If you're gonna use that story, it's somebody else.
yeah, I mean, all right. So imagine your doctor saying, "Well, if you're going to be Medicare, I'm not going to use a sharp scalpel on you." You know, that's not going to work. So I'll just give you this feedback. One thing for you, and you are progressing. You know, you're finally getting. You know, you want to quantify, and you were asking some decent questions. Here's what I don't want you guys to do. Don't repeat everything they say. You're going to get by with that once.
Mhm.
If you do it 3 times, that's 3 strikes.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking in general. Don't repeat everything they say. If you need a moment to think, but don't just keep repeating things. So, all right. So now you're at 4%. Okay. So take it from there. He's going to hire you at 4%, I think is what you said, or 4.5. I can't remember. 4%. Where do you go now, Muhammad?
Well, I don't want to go to 4% commission wise. So Don, say so with the 4%, you will hire me today, right? Now,
Sure, let's go.
yeah,
Is there
I'm
is
lost
there
now.
hold on, is there another agent in the equation?
Yeah. Don,
There
is there another agent in the
No, 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 no,
equation?
no, 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 no. Sorry, I'm not in front of my screen right now. But did he say there was? Did he say?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's my point. That Muhammad. So I just had this role play the other day. I think with the girls, Polina and Maria. When there's another agent in the equation, okay, so you'll hire me at 4%, and Don, if I'm understanding correctly, this other agent, they told you they'd do it for that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think that hiring an agent at an inferior commission will benefit you?
Well, that's not an inferior commission to me. Might be to you.
Understand? But how do you think it will benefit you if the brokerage fee or commission, whatever, is that much?
Well, obviously I get more money in my pocket.
What do you get if it doesn't sell?
0.
Okay. When this other agent met with you, how tough was the conversation to get them to go to 4%?
Gosh, it wasn't tough at all.
Okay, so he said, and if I'm in front of Dawn, like I'm starting to pull on my shirt, like I'm gonna take it off, and I'm serious, and I'm going to my shoes. I'm saying, so he was willing to take the shirt off his back and the shoes off his feet, the food off his table, 66% of what he would stand to earn, and give it to you, no questions asked.
Yeah, I was able to beat him down to 4% pretty quickly.
All
It's
right.
kind of fun negotiating with you guys.
So now you've hired him or you've hired me, and that's the brokerage fee. Let's fast forward. Now we've got offers on the table, and I've already given you 66% of what I stood to earn. How confident are you with me in your corner negotiating 66% of your equity or more?
That's a good question. Maybe you'd be
Long story short, that's the negotiating path. Everyone's got that, right? The question is, did they start at that fee or did you negotiate it for them? Now it's a different conversation if they started at that fee, but you've got to ask that question first. David Mulligan put in the chat. Great question. Okay, so if you would hire me at that same fee, why would you hire me instead of the other agent? That's another road you can go down. Now maybe this potential seller will sing your praises. So, does that help you, Muhammad?
Yes, I had the similar scenario the same day when we did that scenario. I ended up passing on the guy because of him wanting me to match up other agent fee. And
So,
also,
in other words, he's a better negotiator than you, correct?
Right.
not really, because
No,
Yeah.
the seller was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he did. He was a better negotiator.
the guy was like, "Hey, find me a buyer, I'll give you 1,000 out the door." I told him, "Thank you for the meeting."
Well, okay. Well, got that. Well, we're not going to get into who shot John here, but if you hear that, sometimes if someone wants to negotiate on how much you're going to charge to put a tourniquet on them if they're bleeding to death, they're probably not really bleeding to death.
Yeah, they don't need your help.
All right, I want to share something with you, and then we'll go on to make it potluck from here on out if you want. One observation is this: you guys are the faithful ones, and you guys are you take notes and you listen. You're on the right link, but I can tell this is the second week we've done this. There's a tremendous drop off, and so I'm throwing this out there. Would we be just better off to stay with the same link instead of making it confusing, you guys? Matt.
Yeah, we can do that.
Susan.
Denny, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you do that?
I think
That's
so.
fair
It just
question.
makes life easier.
Yeah, I think so. So you guys may be penalized next week. Next week we'll have recon. We'll talk about it all week. So I know you've got new muscle memory. So whatever you did to gain that new muscle memory, just forget it, okay? Because we're going to stay on the recon role play next week all the way through. Groovy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys turn your mics on for a moment, unless you got somebody got a pit bull fight club going on behind you. I want to share something with you. And I haven't even talked to Matt about this, and he might have some ideas, but I want to make sure I give you a mastery concept every week. Remember, it's how to think. And so let me just go back here. How many of you guys, when you get a listing, you have a organized or a systematic way of providing feedback? All right. Now, question 2. How does the market give feedback? We talk about it quite a bit here. Matt and I are kind of aligned on this. And here's what I want you to know deep down inside. The market always gives feedback. Sellers want audible feedback. What they think. Well, if no one comes to look at it, I'm asking you guys, is the market giving feedback?
Yes.
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 You cover that during the listing presentation. Remember, that is the engagement period. When you sign the listing agreement, now you're married. Now, are any surprises? If you happen to chew your toenails in bed, you ought to let them know up front. But I want you guys to know from a mastery level, the market gives feedback. Matt says it one way, and I'll ask him here in a second. I say it this way. The market only knows one word. It's no. It acts on yes. Matt has another little cute saying. What is that, Matt?
The market always speaks. It's a question of whether we want to listen.
There you go. Write them both down. That they should be used in your listing presentation.
And the market also speaks by virtue of your competition going to contract and selling, irregardless of size. I just had this conversation yesterday with a client in Tampa where I set up a competition email so that they see all the homes they're competing against and when they go to contract. And 11 of the properties went to contract, and the wife was focused on the size of them. She said, they're all smaller. I'm just so confused, Matthew. They're all smaller. And I said, that's the forest through the trees. The takeaway has nothing to do with the size. If a buyer's going to buy us, they will cram into a smaller home if they had to, if it checked every other box. But that's not what I'm asking you to derive from that. The takeaway is they went to contract. We didn't. The market is speaking.
Nice.
All right. So I agree with that, but I'm kind of a simple guy. I like things as simple as possible. That's like saying, and here's something else, Don, we have to get out of your vocabulary. What sells homes? Price, condition, location.
Mm.
No.
Price.
It's just price. Now, why? And here's how you explain that. I'll be done with my sermon here in a moment. I've just got 2 more points. Have you ever seen a home in bad condition sell?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you had homes
Yes.
that are located that are basically on a golf course, navigable canal, and right next to the stairway to heaven? Not so.
Yes.
Yes.
So physics works all the time. So it's not location or condition. I've seen beautiful homes sell, and I've seen homes that have been hoarder homes sell. So when you say price, you're selling as price, condition, location, hard to change the location, but sometimes condition maybe the sellers will keep wanting to know, what can I do? Can I move the couch from this side of the room to that side of the room? Maybe we should reorder the pictures. Ever had a seller that is changing the words around in your description, kind of like they're playing some sort of a crossword puzzle?
Yeah. I had one client. You going to change the copy when we reduce the price this week? You going to change the copy? No.
So if that is the case, and let me bring Lassie home so you can say it to me. What do you do about your feedback? Now, again, I'm not going to be judgmental about how you do it, but I want you to think about this. We are in a business. Here's number 3. Is there a difference between what the seller wants, and here's the other part of this, and what is useful and efficient?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. They
Yes,
want
it
more.
is.
Have you ever had a seller call you and ask for feedback and the taillights of the people showing it haven't left the driveway yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Number next, last one.
Oh,
Does your method of feedback support your goals? Now, in a perfect world, if you're going to run a Chick-fil-A, Mr. Chick or Mr. Filet would call every customer after they've taken a bite of their sandwich and said, how do you like it? Every physician would call every patient after their appointment. How'd it go? Did it hurt? However, if you want to scale up your business, there's certain things you're going to have to reduce to something that's duplicatable. I'm going to go on, but Matt, if you want to fill in some, you can fill in and I'll put a button in it.
Yeah, guys, as you scale, you're going to have to figure out more efficient ways to gather the feedback, because otherwise you're just going to be chasing ghosts.
So when you carry 1 or 2 listings, it's not a big deal. If Mr. Chick or Mr. Filet only had 1 or 2 customers, you could call every one of them. You could call the agent before they show it. Hey, I want to make sure you look out back and see their bird bath collection. You could call every agent as the tail lights leave the driveway. What did your people think? And then you could call your seller each time between that. And you will have a great relationship with 4 people all year. Does that support your goals?
mm-mm.
I'll give you the same sermon later on about going to closings. Does your behavior support your goals? So for example, we have 35 or 40 listings and we'll close 200 homes this year. So we have to do things. You understand the 20% that matters. Okay, for example, when we take a listing, we let them know. We talk to them every week, the 3 M's. You guys know that. But when it comes to feedback, they want it right away. And so if you call every agent that shows it and ask for feedback, is that scalable? It's not if you want a big business.
Mm-mm.
So how can you mitigate that? For example, we have an automatic feedback form that we send out, and I have 4 questions. One of them, Matt, I'm not asking them about the price, and I would like everyone who's part of Master University to get that out of their feedback form, because we just said it doesn't matter what they think about the price, the market will let you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't fill out the feedback form, this is the way we roll. Is that feedback for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tells you something.
So if we tell the
Definitely.
sellers up front, listen, we're gonna communicate with everyone that shows your home, and we're only get maybe 2 out of 10. And you know what? Here's the other thing, Matt. You're gonna see it unedited. They see everything we see. I let them know right up front. Do I call them? No. I don't call people after the showing if they don't give feedback. If they do give feedback, I don't call them. Now, sometimes feedback can be helpful. Like if you've been telling them quit smoking in the kitchen and they keep getting feedback about it smelling like smoke, maybe they'll listen.
Stop eavesdropping on my calls.
My last point, because I see people are falling asleep, but they're already playing Candy Crush, and I'll go on. And we can role play this if you want. The other thing is I also then will, if I have a second showing, this is how we roll. If there's a second showing, we will call them. Because now we've made the cut. We're in the, we're either going to be Miss America or Miss Congeniality or something. So we're going to find out if there's anything tangible we can do. Now, you want to add anything to that, Matt?
I'm not on the opposite side of the coin. I agree. However, if you have the appropriate leverage, you can still do a good job at collecting feedback. But I don't get into the minutia of it. All I ever really want to know is what didn't they like? That's it. Just I don't give a crap about what they liked. I don't give a crap if they like the bird baths. What did they not like? And to Denny's point, I've got a smoker house right now. Everybody says smells like smoke. Awesome. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Have a good day. So leverage is going to be your friend, and also redundancy, but intentional. And also you don't want people to opine about how nice properties are. And I love this and I love it. No. What do you not like? Great, thanks. Move on with your life.
Any, no pun intended here, guys. Any feedback on that? Any thoughts? Would you like to role play that?
Yes, I would like to role play this thing with what I do, what they didn't like about the property.
Okay. Call me.
So, all right. So, Denny, what's your feedback about the showing today?
You want
Wait,
my
are
feedback?
you calling Denny as an agent or are you calling Denny as a buyer?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm calling Denny as the agent.
Okay.
You want my feedback? You want the buyer's feedback?
Yeah, I'm referring to you as the buyer. So you representing the buyer, yes, all together as a team. So what's their feedback on this property, please?
They didn't like it. It just wasn't. It wasn't
Oh.
a fit. It wasn't a fit for them, Ellie.
There wasn't a fit. Okay. So tell me, Danny, what exactly they didn't like about it?
Why wasn't it a fit?
So and again, Matt and I don't roll the same way. I don't think you're going to learn anything worthwhile in this conversation, because I think when people come in, like for example, if you go to a store and people come in and try on a blouse or a jacket and they don't buy it, if there was a way you knew who they were and you had their number, would you call them and ask them why they didn't buy it? I don't
No.
think so. Why don't people buy stuff?
Because I don't like it.
Yeah, it makes your butt look big, or it's a wrong color, it's a wrong fit, or whatever. They don't have the money.
Yeah. So I agree with Denny to some extent. If they now with Denny's call and he says, it wasn't a good fit for him. Here's the area. Here's where I like to go. Again, these are short conversations, guys. If I have them, and that is there a number associated with it?
Mm-hmm.
So is there a number associated with it? What did they not like? And that's it. Because I've had it before where I actually have one right now where there is a number associated with it. He's getting it for me. So if it's not a good fit, okay, hey, great, appreciate it. Is there a number? Just before I let you go, the Columbo question, right? Hey, one more thing before I let you go. Is there a number associated with that? They might say, what do you mean? Well, is it something they can't change or something they can? And if they can, that's a number. And then they find it if it is.
Let's complete the circle. All right. The call I just had with Ellie. Matt, you had the call with me as the agent calling me, the showing agent. Now call me or call Don as the seller.
Oh, okay. I'm the agent calling Don seller. Okay. Ring, ring.
Oh,
Hey, Don. Got good news, got bad news. Which would you like?
oh, give me the good news, Matt.
Well, the good news is I had a conversation with a realtor that at first the buyer was not interested in the property. However, the conversation I had with them, it sounds like there's a number associated with them not being interested in it because there's some things that they'd like to change.
Assuming they
Okay.
said there was a number.
Right. Yeah.
So he's not using this as a tactic.
No, yeah, they're right. There's this in this scenario with Don, there's a number. So yeah, Don, there's a number associated with that. So you want the bad news now?
Yep.
It's likely that it's going to be less than where we're at right now. And I don't know exactly what it is right this second. When I get it, would you like to know it?
Yeah, because I was going to ask you how much.
Yep. I don't know right now. But I just wanted to confirm that when I speak with this fella and he puts his offer in writing, because he's getting it now, you'd like me to share that with you?
Sure.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
It's kind of how the conversation. It's just these are short conversations.
I get that. And again, everyone can run their business differently, and Matt is more lovable than me. However, you take those calls. Does it take time to make the calls? You don't always make the same connection. If you've got X number of listings and 13 showings a day, not scalable.
Yeah, guys, please don't hear me advocating that this is going to be the highest and best use of your time. It's not, because like I said, with leverage, it's efficient. With leverage, it can be efficient. But if you're a sole proprietor or entrepreneur or whatever, it's guys, just don't get caught. Don't get caught in the whirlwind. You'd be better served being on the phone, lead generating, or in front of a client. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
You can give great service and you'll go back to Chick-fil-A even though they don't call you and say, "Were the pickles just right?"
Mm-hmm.
You all catch my sarcasm, but there's a meaning to it. But I didn't intend on saying this, but let's have this conversation. Please, you're part of the mastery group now. Another do not. So you are the listing agent calling, trying to get some feedback. If you make the statements that, well, my sellers are motivated, don't make that statement.
Shoot yourself right in the foot.
You are basically raising a flag. No, I don't. This is humor, guys. You can probably buy a dunce cap if you remember what those are on eBay or Amazon. You are literally putting a dunce cap on your head when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely zero chance you're going to increase the odds of selling your home by prostrating yourself on the ground in front of them, saying, "Hey, look, they'll take an offer. Well, what can we do?" And hey, listen, it didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if you're positioned right, there's one more thing that's true, and that is there is another buyer out there that will buy it. So push back.
Yeah, don't ever use the word motivation as a listing agent when speaking with a buyer's agent, ever. And I'm not talking out of both sides of my mouth, guys, because earlier what you heard me ask was, well, is there a number associated with that? Nowhere in there was a saying my client would take it. And nowhere in there was my tonality of desperation. Well, Denny, sometimes there's a number associated with a person not being interested in a property. Would that be true for your client? Because 20 years ago, guys, when I got into this, and 100 years ago when Denny crossed the Atlantic to come here, that's how we got deals done. We picked up the phone and kind of see if we could put them together. But nowhere in my conversation is there desperation. That's all.
That's a great point. See, when you do that, if you compromise the seller to an agent who has a buyer that's not going to buy it, what happens when that agent has another buyer that would be more akin to that particular property? Do you think that agent's going to remember you saying that?
Oh,
Of course, and will take advantage fully.
They chiseled it on stone the moment you said it.
Yes, they're gonna take advantage of that. It's such a disservice to you as a professional and your seller. Y'all get me? Y'all feel me on this?
And be careful, guy. And here, just another layer deeper for this. Be careful who that agent is, because I've had it happen before. Denny and I opine about the second time I've used that word today, about the neighborhood specialists. Well, let's say you're trying to break into a neighborhood and the neighborhood specialist shows your listing, and then they call you and you tell them how motivated your sellers are. Well, that neighborhood specialist is probably going to share that with every person in the neighborhood. And we would hope that the gossip and drama wheel wouldn't gain too much momentum there, but it does. I've had that happen before, where a seller has said to me, not about me, but yeah, I would never work with that agent, because I've heard from other agents, I've heard from the neighborhood specialist that, they negotiate against their client.
So let's say you have a client that wants to call every day. Does anybody want to handle that? I can be that seller. I can be, I'm kind of a fuzzy guy, but no one seems to believe it. I'll be the seller that wants feedback on every showing. Who wants to handle me?
I'll go.
Jose, go.
Ring, ring.
We're at the table. This is a listing presentation, right?
Okay. Denny,
Yeah, so hey, I want, here's the deal. I want feedback. Okay. Communication is important to me.
Okay. How often would you like that communication?
Immediately.
Well, I think once a week's fine, but again, I want to be notified when there's a showing, then I would like you to follow up with the agent to find out what their feedback is. So if there's anything we can do to, anything actionable, I want to make sure we take action on it.
Run that by me again, slower.
I'd like you to call me and give after every showing, call the other agent, get feedback, and then call me or text me with the feedback after every showing. Is that okay?
That'd be okay. And what is the benefit to getting the feedback if they don't submit an offer, Denny?
Well, I mean, if they might have some actionable information that we can change.
Okay. And what would that information do to you versus bringing the other potential buyers?
I'm sensing some resistance here as far as giving me the level of communication I want. Is there a problem with this?
No problem. Just want to make sure that we're making best use of my time for you.
My time or my equity?
My time to accomplish your goal of selling your house.
So I didn't find that really welcoming. You're worried about your time. That's what I heard. Anybody else hear that?
Yeah, nails on a chalkboard.
Now I understand the point you're trying to make, but when you say how I can use my time the best, that sounded a little bit like you're worried about wasting your time. All right, so that's not a good approach. There's probably a better approach. Anyone want to try it?
The feedback scenario?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Who?
Mohammed Yusuf.
Mohammed?
Yes.
All right. I want feedback after every showing.
You would like feedback after every showing?
Don't repeat what I say, please.
Oh, sorry, because I wasn't here. I just came back.
But I told you that the last time you were on, like 15 minutes ago.
I know. Yeah. Well, Denny, I can provide you that, but it won't be after every showing. It will be by the end of the day.
Okay, I'm fine. If we have 4 showings on the Saturday, that'd be good. That you'll give me feedback on all 4, right?
Yes, you will get that around the evening noon time.
Okay, Matt, help me.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
It's kind of an obtuse. Find out what the expectation is. Denny, communication sounds important to you. What's the frequency at which you'd like me to communicate with you?
Well, if nothing happens, I understand about your weekly call. I appreciate that, but I'm more interested, of if we have a showing, you reach out to them, tickle their feet or something, and give me some feedback in case there's something actionable.
Okay, so you'd like to know if there's something that when there's a showing, you'd like the feedback and to know things that move the needle.
Well, I guess let me just be blunt. It is part of your service to me. If there's a showing, do you call the other agent after the showing to get feedback?
On occasion, we do. However, has anybody ever talked to you about the low threshold that agents tend to hold themselves to?
No, I never heard of that.
Okay, well, can I enlighten you as to the sea of turds that we find ourselves in sometimes?
Well, I've never heard that either. So this is a learning call for me.
Okay. Realtors are notorious. Keep in mind, the average realtor sells 1.6 properties a year, and 71% of realtors didn't sell a single home last year. You might ask me what that means for you. This is what I'm working with, Denny. I'm really good at what I do. Really good. The average realtor, though, is notorious for 4 things. They don't return phone calls. They don't answer their phone. They don't return phone calls. They have full voicemails. They can't follow instructions, and they're always late. This is what I'm dealing with. So will we attempt to gather feedback in as rapidly as possible? Absolutely. Odds are, though, we have better odds seeing this person's face in the obituary before we ever hear from them. So if that's the case, what would you like me to do?
See, he's pushing back on what I want you to start to grow into is having your dialogue and having your convictions. That is not a good use of your time, because if you have to call all these people back, particularly if they don't, I mean, what real estate agent is going to call you back right away? Probably not.
Or
And
ever take your call.
the other thing is, I thought, what metaphor can I give you? Listen, let's just assume my code in my phone is 1310. Some people have 4 codes, some 6. So 131000. If that was another point I was going to make on pricing. Let's just stay on feedback right now. It was put in the chat. So, all right. So this is, I have to go here to my event. I've got thread the day. So I'll do this really quick and we can wrap it up. My conversation would be, all right, so I understand you want feedback. My question is, everyone that shows your home, we're going to attempt to get some feedback for you. Is that okay? Is that okay with you, Matt?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to let you know right now that maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 will take time to fill out our feedback form, and you're going to see that in real time. Is that okay?
I'd be okay with that.
The other 8 that don't respond, or 9 that don't respond, probably have no interest. Therefore, no tangible feedback that we can probably glean from. So I have found in my X number of years, X number of months or transactions, that chasing after information that is worthless is not productive to what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Can I
So
ask?
what I hear, one more thing I'm going to say. So what I hear you say is you want me to gather the important feedback, not chase frivolent feedback.
Right. Frivolous. Yep.
Frivolous. Thank you. Well, what we do then, if there's a second showing, we're going to be on that like white on rice. Because now we've made the cut. I want to find out if there's anything we can do to push us over the edge. Will that system work for you?
Yep.
You got rules, guys, and you don't have to be obedient to their rules.
Yep. That's why, guys, I had that conversation. I have that conversation I had with Denny, not the Sea of Turds. I like that analogy. But I have that conversation with everybody that wants me to communicate with them, like instantaneously. See, I'd be happy to communicate with you instantaneously. We have one problem in this industry. Can I share it with you? The barrier for entry is extremely low. You have to be able to fog a mirror and have a few bucks in the, you actually don't even have to have a few bucks in the bank. You can have a credit card and get into this industry. Realtors are notorious for 4 things. They don't answer their phone. They don't return calls. They have full voicemails. They are always late, and they can't follow instructions to save their lives. That's what I'm dealing with. So and every time I explain it like that, I never, ever have resistance, ever, because I explain it just like that. So how long do you want me to chase people like that to sell your home? Or would you rather me just focus on the project of selling the home?
There you go. You guys, did you get something out of it today?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Danny, can I
Question?
ask quick question though? Just 30 seconds.
No. And Toli, you have your hand up. Do you have any 30-second question? Then I give you Muhammad 30 seconds. Go.
I'd like to ask, do phone calls
We
and
don't have
answer
time
the
for
call.
that right now, but we could do it on Monday. I have to get to
Okay.
my event. Is that okay? Muhammad, what's your question?
All right, Danny. So I was speaking to this one expired, right? But they are open to relisting it, but they don't want to work with another agent, but they are open-minded still, but she just closing the door on my face immediately. How would you approach that?
I didn't quite understand all that. Did you catch that,
Yeah,
Matt?
no, what? Try one more time.
Okay, so I've called an expired, right? She's open-minded to selling the house still, but she's not willing to work with another agent due to a bad experience that she had with the previous agent.
Okay,
They
that's a
canceled
longer
it.
conversation than we have right now, but the question I have is for now or forever. Right? Because it's like Denny and I, we've been married a couple times, not to each other, to other people. But
That's clarity is power, guys.
clarity's power. We've been married a couple times to other people, but I bet you if you asked us the day after we got divorced from our prior spouses, we didn't want to get married the very next day. So that's the scenario there, Muhammad. It's
Have you ever got sick on watermelon and throw up? And then how long is it before you end up eating watermelon again? A long time. Gotta
Yep.
go, guys.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
It was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it. Bye.